Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary peoples. This is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary Fantasy Football Talk for Thursday, November 24th, 2022. Happy Thanksgiving. It's about 1 a.m. here. I said I wanted to get the content out before the games started, so I'm doing my best, doing wide receivers here before we go to bed. And as you can see, I'm in my bed. I'm not standing up, filming in my normal pose in my normal area. It's a pretty damn good night at Uber Eats. So I'm glad I decided to go back out there. I ended up not taking a break. I went straight through from about 6:50, let's just say 7 p.m. till midnight. Finished my last delivery at 12:09. So 5 hours straight, no breaks really. Ended up with a nice round number of 20 deliveries. Met my goal for what I wanted to get to today. So, and it ended up basically at midnight. It was a perfect confluence. So, I didn't want to push it, but yeah, pretty good night. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't really have much else to say at this point. I'm still waiting for my mom or my brother or somebody, whoever the hell is hosting Thanksgiving this year, to call me and formally invite me and give me a time and a place. Oh, or else I guess I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. I can't wait for my mom to call me tomorrow and be like, "Why aren't you here?" And I'm gonna be like, "You didn't tell me where I was going and when to be there." So it's not my job as the son to do these things. I'm just when it comes to talking to my parents, or when it comes to because talking to my parents, or when it comes to talking to comes to dating or whatever, I just feel like it's me. Or talking to my brother, it's me on having to put in all the effort, do all the work, and I'm tired of it. So maybe I'm being petty, but no, I'm not going to call my mom again until she calls me, until she can make it's supposed to be a two-way street. I'm her son. She's supposed to want to talk to me too, right? She's supposed to want to see me. I shouldn't always have to go visit her, and I shouldn't always have to be the one to call her. But anyway, let's get to the football stuff. Your wide receiver top 30, starting with your wide receiver ones. Everybody's back from the bye. So we got Tyreek Hill at number 1 versus the Texans. Devontae Adams at the Seahawks at number 2. Stephon Diggs at the Lions at number 3. 4, we got Justin Jefferson versus the Patriots. 5, we got Jamar Chase against the Titans. Jamar Chase could potentially be back. It has been. This will be week. He hasn't played since week 7, so 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's been about a month. So he's kind of on schedule. So he could be no confirmation yet on whether he's going to play or not, as of Thursday at 1 a.m. 6, we got Amon-Ra St. Brown versus the Bills. 7, we got DeAndre Hopkins versus the Chargers. 8, we got Terry McLaurin versus the Falcons. At 9, we got CeeDee Lamb versus the Giants. And at 10, we got DK Metcalf versus the Raiders. Your wide receiver 2s, 11 through 20. We have Jalen Waddle of the Dolphins versus the Texans. 12, we got A.J. Brown versus the Packers. He's kind of been having some quiet weeks, as has Jalen Hurts for the last couple of weeks. At 13, we got Deebo Samuel versus the Saints. 14, Mike Evans at the Cleveland Browns. 15, Chris Godwin at the Cleveland Browns. So Mike Evans, Chris Godwin right there in that mid-tier wide receiver 2 range. 16, we got T. Higgins at the Titans. 17, we got Tyler Lockett versus the Raiders. 18, we got Christian Kirk versus the Ravens. 19, we got Michael Pittman versus the Steelers. The Steelers are surprisingly, according to ESPN, the number one secondary in fantasy for wide receivers. So I'm surprised to find out that's not the Lions. So both Colts wide receivers, Michael Pittman and Paris Campbell, have the best matchup on paper that they could have. 20, we got Keenan Allen versus the Cardinals in Phoenix. So those are your wide receiver 2s. Your wide receiver 3s, you got Gabe Davis versus the Lions in Detroit. 22, we got Amari Cooper versus the Buccaneers. Sorry, the pen thing. It's just a subconscious. I'm just fidgety. 23, we got Juju Smith-Schuster versus the Rams. He is still in concussion protocol, but he did practice fully today. And a happy 26th birthday to him as well. I think his birthday was Tuesday. 24, Chris Olave at the 49ers, coming off a really big game against Jalen Ramsey and the Rams. 25, got Mike Williams against the Cardinals, and his one-catch game. Didn't help my fantasy team out any. 26, we got Jacoby Myers at the Vikings. 27, we got Alan Lazard at the Eagles. 28, we got Brandon Ayuk versus Saints. 29, we got Devontae Smith versus the Packers in Philly. I think I said in my previous video, one of my previous videos, I don't remember if it was defense or the QB tight ends one, but that I said that game was in Green Bay. It's not. It's in Philly. And then at 30, we got Cortland Sutton at the Carolina Panthers. So, let's get to the spikes and the yikes. My yikes, I have one in the top 10. It's Jamar Chase. I'm not sold on him playing, and I'm also not sold on him just stepping right back out there after missing 5 weeks and being a top 5 wide receiver. The Titans are a tough defense, well-coached team. I don't think Jamar Chase is going to be a top 10 guy right off the bat. And then I don't have no yikes in the wide receiver 2s. Wide receiver 3s, I've got 3. Mike Williams, 25. I'm not convinced he's going to play. And if he does, I'm not sure he's going to be 100%. And then at 26, Jacoby Myers against the Vikings. Jacoby just hasn't. He just isn't. He's a good receiver. He's a good depth piece for you to have on your fantasy team, but he's not a guy who ever really I guess he's got a really high floor, but he's just not a guy that I ever really look at and say, I'm going to start that guy. So, I know my Viking secondary is definitely vulnerable. We have a lot of turnover in that secondary, a lot of young guys in that secondary. I don't foresee Jacoby Myers being a top 30 guy. And then Cortland Sutton at 30. He had a decent game last week without Jerry Jeudy. But it remains to be seen if Jerry Jeudy is going to miss another week. As of right now, he's still questionable. He could potentially play. And if he plays, then Cortland Sutton's stock is going to plummet again because he was not able to really do anything. Sorry, I got to itch my ankle because I have eczema there, and it really itches all the time. Oh, it feels so good to scratch it. I know I shouldn't scratch it, but it's just hard to resist because it's just so freaking... what's the word I'm looking? persistent, and then it feels so good to scratch it. So I'm not a Cortland Sutton fan this week, especially with the Panthers secondary. I think they got a pretty quality batch of corners there. So my spikes, I know that because I'm dropping Jamar Chase out of the top 10, I'm supposed to move somebody up into the top 10, and I don't really know who it's going to be, but I am spiking Keenan Allen. I think 20 is really low. He did have a pretty solid game, finally, for his fantasy owners last week with almost 100 yards receiving. I think those numbers are going to go up. I think he's going to reestablish himself as a top 12, top 15 guy, possibly top 10 this week. I guess I'm moving him into the top 10 because I'm knocking Jamar Chase out. So Keenan Allen, for me, a top 10 play in what should be a shootout with the Cardinals. And then other spikes. I'm not really moving up any of the guys in the wide receiver 3 range, but there are some guys outside the top 30 who I think will probably be top 30 plays, since I'm yiking 3 guys in the top 30. Let's move 3 guys in. Starting with Marquise Brown at 34. It sounds as if he may return for this game, and it remains to be seen what he's going to be able to do with DeAndre Hopkins out there. But I'm really excited to see this Cardinals offense with Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, and Marquise Brown. I think Marquise Brown still, if he plays against the Chargers in what I previously said is looking like a shootout, I like Marquise Brown as a top 30 play. And then Joshua Palmer at 42. He's been really pretty damn good. Finally, there's a lot of hype coming into the season for him. Didn't really do anything with the hype, but he has been good the last couple of weeks with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen out. And I think I do think Mike Williams is not going to. He's either not going to play or not going to be 100%, which should elevate Joshua Palmer into the low-end top 30. And then Treylon Burks way down at 50. He's at the very bottom of the rankings. ESPN only goes to 50. I saw that thing right there, and it looked like a I don't know, like a loose string. So it was confusing me, but it's just the text on my shirt. Treylon Burks had a huge week last week, and I think that with how effective the Titans offense looked, utilizing Treylon Burks in the way that they utilized him, there was a lot of hype about him being the next A.J. Brown. He has a similar style of play as A.J. Brown, so we could see Treylon Burks really come on down the stretch here. So I like him more as not necessarily a top 30 play, but I definitely think that he needs to be higher than 50 against the Cincinnati Bengals this week. So I guess that's it for my wide receivers list. I do not intend to do running backs tonight. I am tired. I don't know why. I am tired all the time. All the time I'm tired. And so I'm going to go to bed. And I don't know, honestly, if I'll be up in time to film the running back content before the games start. But I am confident that I can get it done before the second game starts tomorrow. So, I think the first game is Bills-Lions. So, I'm gonna do the rankings before I go to bed. I'm gonna write it down, and then I'll just have to maybe bite the bullet and just we'll see how DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, Devin Singletary, and those guys all do. Although I think if you have those guys, you're probably starting them. and they'll probably all three be in the top 30. So, excuse me. Yeah. Most likely you're starting all three of them. So I guess there's no real urgency to get the running backs one out. But yeah, you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving, and I hope I'm not blocking. I know I was blocking my microphone for the last couple of minutes. So hopefully, the volume. Hopefully, the words that I was saying were still audible. It's not really a problem that I have anymore because of the tripod thing. I usually don't have to hold my phone and record anymore. I'm not used to this anymore. But yeah, shit. I still gotta set my lineups for tomorrow. Damn it. I guess I'm not going to bed quite yet. Gotta set my basketball lineups and my football lineups before I go to bed. Yay me. Alright, peace, love, nacho fries. I need to get this uploaded so I can get this other stuff done so I can go to sleep. Good night. Happy Thanksgiving. And please try to spend your money on small businesses this Black Friday weekend, because large corporations are the ones that have been screwing us with the price gouging for the last couple of years. Small businesses are the ones that struggled to survive, if they did survive the pandemic. So they need our money much more than these giant corporations. So please support small businesses with your holiday shopping this year. Bye.